Boy, oh boy, it is Christmas in August. Holy smokes. Just a few minutes ago, a major story just broke. Pam Bondi has gone to a grand jury over Russiagate, over these referrals that have been sent from the different intelligence agencies, the CIA, the Director of National Intelligence, the FBI has been working on this, and Pam Bondi has our first grand jury. We're going to talk about this, take your calls. This is what we've been waiting for, right? I mean, this is it, and this is the beginning of the beginning, and I am just so excited. You know, this story of the grand jury, there's been so much breaking news going on. If you watch the podcast live on YouTube, I have changed the title and the thumbnail to this program 3 times. And I set it up a little while ago, and I'm not going to tell you what it was. If you saw it, you saw it. But I had the title of it. You know, if you listen to the podcast, of course, the Brian Craig Show podcast is on all podcast platforms, but I live stream the podcast on YouTube. So if you watch me on YouTube, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Brian Craig Show, not only do you get to catch the show live, you can call me live on the air. So I put up a thumbnail and a title that I was going to lead with that was about one thing. Then another story dropped. So I updated the thumbnail and changed the title again because I put the thumbnail and the title up on YouTube before the show begins. And then about 10 minutes ago, this Pam Bondi grand jury story broke, and I made a new thumbnail very quickly and changed the title of the podcast on YouTube for the 3rd time before I went live here. This is very, very exciting, and it broke on the Fox News channel, and I'm going to play for you. It was on the Will Kane show on Fox News. I'm going to play for you the breaking news announcement they made. If you're on hold, stand by. President Trump gave an interview over the weekend, and he was talking about panicans. Panicans. That's another new term that President Trump has coined. And panicans are Republicans that are always in a panic. Now, I'm not a panican, but I have been impatient with Kash Patel, Bongino, and Pam Bondi. And I'm not alone in that. I think a lot of us have. But now that we have the first grand jury in place by Pam Bondi from the criminal referrals, and if you notice, we just got a criminal referral for Jack Smith just a couple of days ago. So this is game on Donkey Kong, and I'm very excited about it. So let me this is the clip from the Will Kane show when they made the announcement on Fox News Channel just a little bit ago.
Fox News can confirm that Attorney General Pam Bondi today signed an order directing an unnamed U.S. federal prosecutor to take evidence to a grand jury relating to an alleged conspiracy to tie then 2016 candidate Donald Trump to the country of Russia. Now, Fox News reviewed the one-page order just hours ago signed by the Attorney General. A source familiar with the probe confirms this as well, while a DOJ spokesperson declined to comment on this report of an investigation. Fox is told Attorney General Bondi is taking the referrals from Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, quote.
Okay, now this is interesting because this is a grand jury, but if you notice the Fox News reporter here, his source said referrals plural. That was, I heard referrals in the plural. So this grand jury could be with, it's with at least 2 people, but could be an unlimited number of people. So did you guys hear that? I'm going to rewind it a little bit, but I heard referrals with an S.
A DOJ spokesperson declined to comment on this report of an investigation. Fox is told Attorney General Bondi is taking the referrals from Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, quote, very seriously. The spokesperson says that Bondi believes there is, quote, clear cause for deep concern, end quote, and a need for the next steps. Now, this move, Will, comes just a couple of weeks after the Director of National Intelligence, you see her right there, Tulsi Gabbard, sent a criminal referral to the Justice Department regarding what she says proves there was a conspiracy to undermine Trump's candidacy and later his first term in office. Now, to be clear today, there are no charges that have been filed, no indictments. This is incredibly early in the process. What we have here is taking evidence the Justice Department believes it has to a grand jury to secure an eventual indictment or indictments. We don't know exactly where the grand jury will meet. We don't know who will go before the grand jury, and that's by design, because grand juries determine if there's enough evidence to indict, and grand juries are secretive in the American legal system, so it's normal not to know all of the answers. Again, the DOJ declining on any comment regarding this investigation. But, Will, big news, this was signed by the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, today to take this evidence of an alleged conspiracy to a grand jury with the hope to get an indictment or multiple indictments.
Okay, so this is just phenomenal, and I got to tell you, I am excited and giddy. This is what we've all been waiting for, and you know, a lot of people kept saying nothing's going to happen. Well, she's going for the indictments, and we don't know where this grand jury is. It could be in Florida. It could be in the D.C. area. I do know that it's very close to Judge Jogn becoming the official confirmed United States Attorney for the District of Columbia. So, you know, do you think it's possible that Pam Bondi waited until that confirmation went through to take this to a grand jury, and it's in the D.C. area, which would be under the authority of Judge Jogn? But we don't know where in the country it is. This is a beautiful thing because and it's very specific, Russiagate. So what this means is this grand jury with these indictments that they're these criminal referrals that they're seeking indictments from. And you know what they say about a grand jury? You can indict a ham sandwich in a grand jury, right? When they say Russiagate, this means it's the Obama coup. This is specifically based on what we're hearing from that Fox News story. This is a grand jury seeking indictments in relation to the Obama coup. So we know Obama's off the table because President Trump said he has presidential immunity. But there were a lot of other people in that room who do not, right? Brennan, Comey, Clapper, Loretta Lynch. Joe Biden was not president at the time. He was vice president at the time, and others. And I'll tell you, Brennan has looked terrified lately, hasn't he? Have you seen Brennan? So it could be, Peter Strzok could be on that. You know, even the FISA judge that gave out the phony warrants, Lisa Page, Bruce Anelio, who knows? But we do know that it is very specific to the Obama coup, and this is a wonderful day. Now, I do want to take your calls on this. If you're watching live, listening live to the podcast, the number is pinned in the live chat. It's toll free wherever you're tuned in from. The number is toll free 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. Now, I'm going to make a prediction here from liberals. The liberals are going to be having freakouts, okay, over today, tomorrow, and until this is all over. So expect liberals to try to do a lot of distracting. And typically what they like to do is say Epstein or variation of Epstein. So I'm expecting to hear a lot of that. I'm going to tell you liberals right out the box. I hear that or any reference to that, your history, because there's a lot of things to cover. And we're not going to get bogged down on distractions. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. It's Jack from Sarasota again.
Hey, Jack.
I wanted to say I greatly appreciate you unblocking this number. Thank you, sir.
Well, sometimes things happen by accident.
Say that again.
Sometimes things happen by accident.
No problem. I appreciate that, though. Well, I wanted to kind of start out with, I don't really think that this is anything more than either a distraction or anything serious. It's about as serious as the alleged thing against Jack Smith.
What are you talking about? The director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, the director of the CIA, John Ratcliffe, delivered a series of criminal referrals to the Attorney General of the United States, Pam Bondi, recently, in regards to Russiagate. And criminal referrals, yeah. And what Fox News was reporting, is that these criminal referrals that she said plural, that Pam Bondi is taking to the grand jury involve those criminal referrals and Russiagate. So this is some wishful thinking on your part.
I thought, what was the appropriate term for what they were doing with Jack Smith? I thought the maximum thing was.
No, this way, Russiagate would not be Jack Smith. He got involved later, okay, with things down the road. When we talk about Russiagate, we're talking about the spying on Trump Tower, the Obama meeting in the Oval Office where he had them write fake intelligence reports and such after Trump was president-elect. Those are the things that involve Russiagate. Jack Smith came down the road later.
Now let me ask you this. What exactly is criminal?
About
all? I mean, really, is it criminal to investigate something that you were told and they even found multiple...
I mean, I'm sure you're familiar with the Nuremberg trials. Just following orders is not a defense. That's what the Nuremberg trials established.
Brian, and I think you understand this. What I'm trying to explain to you is there have been multiple investigations with multiple special counsels that found that there was involvement with Russia. Russia was trying.
No, in fact, none of that's true. Can you do me a favor? Stop watching MSNBC and CNN. Start watching Newsmax, Fox, listening to me, because you've got your brain has been washed with a bunch of fairy tales.
Those stations are not watched by myself, Brian.
Well, I don't know where you're getting these fantasies from. No. What happened was Tulsi Gabbard 2 weeks ago declassified a whole bunch of documents, and it showed this, that all U.S. intelligence agencies, all of them, and there's a whole bunch of them, not just the CIA, FBI, they got NSA, Naval Intelligence, all this stuff. There's like a dozen of them. All U.S. after President Trump won the first time, every intelligence agency came back and said there was no Russian interference. Obama had a meeting in the Oval Office with Brennan and Comey and the others that I mentioned. He told them to write fake intelligence reports that there was Russian interference.
That's incorrect. And
no, it's not incorrect. Tulsi Gabbard about 2 weeks ago had a press conference about this at the White House. This is it's a fact. She declassified all of this stuff, and it's available on her X. She posted all the classified documents on her X.
Brian, you could practically consider Tulsi Gabbard a Russian agent, right?
What? What are you talking about? What are you working for Mrs. Clinton? We haven't talked in a while, and you're just, you're behind a little bit. Did you get like a DUI and spend like a couple weeks in lockup? It sounds like you're behind on the news, man.
Me to have a conversation with you, I can, but you have to let me explain myself. Okay, so Tulsi Gabbard practically did interviews on RT. You're familiar with what RT is, correct?
Yeah.
So RT is Russian propaganda network. It's pretty much the KGB on television.
So,
right?
so what, people do interviews. It does. No, listen. You were behind. You were behind about a week and a half or 2 weeks on the news.
Brian,
have you been in the hospital recently? Have you been in a coma for 2 weeks?
Brian, Tulsi Gabbard and everything that she says cannot be trusted.
Everything she says can be trusted. Sure.
Russian asset. Okay, there's so many pieces of evidence that proves that.
Really, what evidence? Give me what evidence? I don't want to hear the Russia Today interview again. Evidence that she's a Russian asset.
When she was in her former position, how many times did she vote for pro-Russian?
I don't know. She was a Democrat, and she voted 100% with Obama. You know, so why would President Trump hire someone to be the director of national intelligence who's a Russian asset? Oh, my God. Hey, listen, I appreciate the call, but come on. I mean, you know, obviously you can tell from Mr. Sarasota there on the line that his brain is numb right now. He's in such shock over this news. If you're just joining us, it just broke a little while ago that Pam Bondi has taken criminal referrals given to her by Tulsi Gabbard, and also the director of the CIA, John Ratcliffe, because he gave them the Tulsi, that she took these criminal referrals to a grand jury. And somewhere in America, we have a grand jury right now over the Russiagate, which is the Obama coup against President Trump when he was elected the first time. And this is a beautiful and amazing thing. And our liberal there, you can tell he just can't. He can't handle the truth, to quote Jack Nicholson from A Few Good Men. I mean, he is really in shock, is what it sounded like to me. But I'm just so excited. I can't even contain myself because we've been waiting for 6 months for this. Now with the confirmation of Judge Janine, the entire team is in place. Listen, I'm going to take a quick break. When we get back, we'll talk more about this, and I got a lot more to cover as well. You're listening to The Brian Craig Show. My name is Brian. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. If you're watching live on YouTube, the toll-free number is pinned in the live chat. We'll be right back. On the line, we have Bruce. Bruce is a client of Jupiter Joe Thomas. He heard me talking with Joe Thomas about annuities and what a great deal they are, and he went in with his wife, and now he's a client. Hey, Bruce, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Brian.
So tell me about your experience with Jupiter Joe Thomas.
A fine gentleman. We sat down with Joe, and we explained everything to him, and we brought all our information, and he worked everything out great.
The cool thing about annuities is your money's never at risk. You're guaranteed a revenue stream for the rest of your life, but there's a bonus, really a signing bonus, where you can make a boatload of money before you even leave Joe Thomas's office. Can you talk a little bit about that, Bruce?
Well, that's where I was surprised when we sat down. We talked about the bonuses, and to my amazement, it was 10%, and there was even another one that's bigger.
Wow, that's amazing. So you made 10% on your money before you even got back in your car.
Yeah, it was more than that, but it was great.
Listen, guys, do what Bruce did. Give Jupiter Joe Thomas a call. You can set up a free consultation either on the phone or in the office, and Joe Thomas will put together a custom proposal just for you. His number is 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999, and online at jupiterjoe.com. All right, Bruce, thanks so much.
All right, thank you, Brian.
What if the quiet path to your dreams was hidden in the quiet beauty of a poem? Destiny Keys from Judith, available at barnesandnoble.com, is a collection of inspirational poetry, and it's also a guide to unlocking your best self. Through powerful, soul-stirring verses, the author explores the keys to a fulfilled life: gratitude, role models, goals, tranquility, and meditation. Each poem in Destiny Keys is crafted to lift your spirit, clear your mind, and help you reconnect with what truly matters. Whether you're at the start of your journey or looking to realign your focus, Destiny Keys offers the encouragement and clarity you've been searching for. It's a book to keep on your nightstand and in your heart. Order your copy right now at barnesandnoble.com. Available in ebook, paperback, and hardcover. Take that first step toward your destiny, one poem at a time. Destiny Keys from Judith at barnesandnoble.com. Ignite the imagination of every sci-fi fan with the classic novel from L. Ron Hubbard, Battlefield Earth. This epic story of alien domination and human resilience is the perfect gift for fathers, sons, and lovers of adventure who are fans of Dune, Ender's Game, and Star Wars. In Battlefield Earth, meet Johnny. He's a young man who refuses to surrender to humanity's alien oppressors. In a world where Earth lies in ruins, Johnny's courage intelligence, and determination ignite a daring rebellion that could save mankind or seal its fate. You can also experience the award-winning audiobook. It's a stunning, full-production masterpiece. It's like a blockbuster movie. Will humanity rise against overwhelming odds? Will courage and resilience defeat alien domination? Find out when you read Battlefield Earth from L. Ron Hubbard. Available right now on Amazon and Kindle, hardcover, paperback, and audiobook. Battlefield Earth, where the human spirit soars beyond the stars, on Amazon. Some mysteries refuse to stay buried. From author Merrick Pucone comes a gothic supernatural mystery that pulls you deep into the shadows of an abandoned mansion where every whisper, every creak hides a truth waiting to be uncovered. The Abyss of Stolen Souls, available on Amazon. Set in the eerie stillness of rural Louisiana in 2004, The Abyss of Stolen Souls is a story filled with mystery, family secrets, and supernatural forces. It follows Alex, a private investigator haunted by dreams of a girl he's never met in a house he's never seen, yet somehow knows too well. Alex is pulled into a web of betrayal, dark magic, and a family legacy steeped in pain and power. The Abyss of Stolen Souls is a story of survival and redemption, where the line between reality and nightmare is blurred, and confronting the truth may be more dangerous than the lies. How far would you go to uncover the truth? Find out when you read The Abyss of Stolen Souls from author Merrick Pucone. Available on Amazon in Kindle and paperback. Order your copy right now and step into the mystery.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Brian Craig Show podcast. Callers on hold, stand by. If you're just tuning in, Pam Bondi has called a real grand jury. She has put a grand jury in place. This has really happened. This is not talking about it might happen. Pam Bondi has done this. She has a grand jury in place. She has taken criminal referrals given to her by the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, and is seeking indictments from those criminal referrals, which include Brennan, Clapper, Comey, and others, to this grand jury. And it's a beautiful day. All right, let's take another call or two. There's more breaking news I'm going to get to as well. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, my name's David. How you doing?
All right, David.
Calling from Florida.
All right. Here we go.
Give me 1 second. There we go.
Yes.
So you seem intelligent.
Here we go.
The question I have is, why are you still wearing that hat after everything that's happened thus far? Specifically towards, Gaza, towards the Epstein handling.
See, didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you, guys? Didn't I tell you that a liberal would mention Epstein? We're not talking about Epstein. We're not talking about Gaza. We're talking about the grand jury that has been impaneled by the Attorney General of the United States to the Obama coup conspirators. That's the topic at hand.
Okay, sure. Let's talk about that. That's perfect. So, on that exact subject matter, the records are out there. You can go out and read it yourself if you want to. There was good reason for looking at.
No, there's not good reason for treat. You don't know. You can't. There's not good reason.
And you do see that.
Excuse me. Slow down. There's not good reason to organize a coup against the President of the United States. There's never a good reason for a coup in the United States.
But it wasn't a coup. It wasn't a coup. It was pre him coming into
power.
No,
in fact, it was to undermine.
It was about Russian meddling.
No, it was about crafting false intelligence reports that there was Russian interference when every intelligence agency reported there was none, to undermine him, to cause impeachments and investigations, which had an end goal of getting him to resign from office and making Mike Pence the president. They were trying to remove from office the president of the United States like they did Richard Nixon.
So what year are we in? What year are we in right now? Not here, but what you're talking about, this event occurring, because the event that I'm talking about that occurred in that the Trump administration is talking about.
No, this is when Trump was president-elect. Is when the first meeting happened, and the coup continued throughout his entire first term. And if you remember, Peter Strzok, the FBI agent who was doing, all the grunt work for these conspirators, he was involved in a lot of texting with his girlfriend, Lisa Page. And Lisa Page texted to Peter Strzok, I just went out and bought a copy of All the President's Men. This is our guidebook. So the coup was trying to do to Trump what the deep state did to Nixon, force him to resign. And that was the beginnings of the coup.
You disagree that Nixon needed to resign because of Watergate? Are you familiar with Watergate?
No. Richard Nixon did not need to resign. He did not need to resign. No, he shouldn't have.
And in the findings in the report that we're talking about,
what findings in what report? Right? What are you? Tulsi Gabbard has all of the documents signed by Obama, Brennan, Comey, Clapper, and others. They're all on her X that show that they organized a coup.
Yes, and you're right. The Russians did not hack voting machines, but the Russians did put propaganda throughout social media.
What, Facebook ads? No, everybody puts Facebook ads. You're putting misinformation out.
But that's
the liberal before you was putting misinformation out. You've been putting
it's not misinformation.
You've been putting you've been putting false information out. Listen. Deal with this. Some of these Democrat coup conspirators are going to be indicted by this grand jury and go to prison.
They're not. It's not going to happen.
You tell yourself that. Tell yourself that.
From the Epstein.
See, back to Epstein. Back to Epstein. See, you're not sharp enough to understand that the Epstein stuff. Excuse me. I'm speaking. The Epstein stuff is the distraction. All right, there we go. All right, I told you we're not here to talk about Epstein. You guys don't get it. These deep state people, they've known for weeks that this was coming. So they launched this Epstein dialogue so that they could have a distraction with that. And these useful idiots that call me on the phone like that guy are very happy to promote it. So if you're just tuning in, let me replay this. This is Fox News on the Will Cain Show just a little while ago, breaking the news.
Fox News can confirm that Attorney General Pam Bondi today signed an order directing an unnamed U.S. federal prosecutor to take evidence to a grand jury relating to an alleged conspiracy to tie then 2016 candidate Donald Trump to the country of Russia. Now, Fox News reviewed the one-page order just hours ago signed by the Attorney General. A source familiar with the probe confirms this as well, while a DOJ spokesperson declined to comment on this report of an investigation. Fox is told Attorney General Bondi is taking the referrals from Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, quote, very seriously. The spokesperson says that Bondi believes there is, quote, clear cause for deep concern, end quote, and a need for the next steps. Now, this move, Will, comes just a couple of weeks after the Director of National Intelligence, you see her right there, Tulsi Gabbard, sent a criminal referral to the Justice Department regarding what she says proves there was a conspiracy to undermine Trump's candidacy and later his first term in office. Now, to be clear today, there are no charges that have been filed, no indictments. This is incredibly early in the process. What we have here is taking evidence the Justice Department believes it has to a grand jury to secure an eventual indictment or indictments. We don't know exactly where the grand jury will meet. We don't know who will go before the grand jury, and that's by design, because grand juries determine if there's enough evidence to indict, and grand juries are secretive in the American legal system, so it's normal not to know all of the answers. Again, the DOJ declining on any comment regarding this investigation. But, Will, big news, this was signed by the Attorney General Pam Bondi today to take this evidence of an alleged conspiracy to a grand jury with the hope to get an indictment or multiple indictments.
Okay, yeah, so this is awesome. And, the grand juries, I know we're used to getting all this information out of grand juries and everything. Grand juries are supposed to be secret. The Democrats leak stuff out of them all the time. And they're doing this right because it's so important. This is everything we've been waiting for. And are you guys excited? I am. How could I not be? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Roger. I live in...
Okay, go ahead, Roger.
Hey, I was just wondering why you like touching little boys so much.
See, here we go back to the... What is it with all these guys? They keep making all these weird, perverted references. What's wrong with you? I mean, what a weirdo. He's been holding on for a while for that. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's David from Florida again.
No, it's one call per show, Dave, but I'm going to give you a second time. But it's one call per day, okay? But I'll put you on a second time just because you got through.
That's fine, dude. That's fine. So, I just want to back
But after
up.
this call, you can't call back. Not today.
That's fine. That's fine. You know how I feel, and I know how you feel. My question is, you're currently broadcasting like 150 people, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little more.
No, in fact, no, that's not true. In fact, I have nearly 2 million listeners just on my YouTube channel every month. I broadcast on 6 radio stations, hosting an FM morning drive show, and I reach over 100,000 people a day on a slow day. So I just know who you're talking to before you make accusations. My goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. I'll tell you, I want to talk about Dr. Philip Appleton and his laser wave pain treatment. Dr. Appleton has rid me of pain 7 times, guys. You've heard it. 3 times in my shoulders from accidents I've had. From falling off my skateboard. I have retired my skateboard after the 3rd shoulder injury. I had some injuries years ago before I knew Dr. Appleton, and he treated me. My pain is gone. He rid me from, about 30 years of pain in my knee that I had gotten from a car accident. 7 times he's treated me with his laser wave pain treatment, and 7 times Dr. Appleton has rid me of pain, including the arthritis I had in my hand. It's absolutely amazing, his laser wave pain treatment. We have had listeners travel from all over the United States to come see Dr. Appleton right here in Florida. Appointments are not necessary. Walk-ins are welcome. If you're coming from out of town or out of state, you can make appointments, and maybe you want to if you're coming from out of town or out of state, but you don't have to. The laser treatment with Dr. Appleton, he performs all the laser treatments himself. I thought I was getting VIP treatment from Dr. Appleton, but no. Everyone gets VIP treatment with Dr. Appleton. He performs all the laser treatments himself. There's no drugs, no downtime, no shots, no injections. It's completely painless, and you don't even feel it when it's happening. It's really amazing. And the best part is it works on every type of pain I've ever heard of. And I've talked to so many listeners in the time Dr. Appleton has been with us that are living like me without pain because of Dr. Appleton and his laser wave pain treatment. Give him a call, 954-266-8532. 954, actually, let me give a different number. That number's on his website. I want to give a different number that I give out because this is the one I give out every day on the radio. It'll be easier to remember. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. That's 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. We'll be right back.
Imagine stepping into your kitchen and it's filled with vibrant vegetables, fragrant spices, and the joy of creating meals that nourish your body and the planet. In the new book, Plant-Powered Plates, Sustainable Plant-Based Pleasures for Every Palate, from author Bain Kalange. Available on Amazon, you'll discover 100 delicious plant-based recipes designed to fuel you with energy and simplify your transition to a balanced vegan lifestyle. From mindful eating and nutrition essentials to a 30-day meal plan, the author is passionate about healthy, sustainable living and has a love for simple, nourishing meals and mindful habits. He wrote Plant-Powered Plates to help others just like you enjoy the benefits of plant-based eating and shares practical, actionable ideas that'll inspire a balanced, thoughtful lifestyle, one plate at a time. Order your copy of Plant-Powered Plates right now on Amazon in Kindle, paperback, and Kindle Unlimited. Are you struggling with family dysfunction or toxic patterns? Adult Children Decoded from author David Keyes is here to help without the jargon, but with practical healing steps and even a bit of humor. Book 1, Break the Chains of Family Dysfunction, and Book 2, Faith After Fire, Healing Through the Power of Prayer, are available right now on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. The audiobook for Book 1 is coming in August. That's Adult Children Decoded from author David Keyes. Your path to healing starts today. From author Dr. Douglas MacLean comes a hauntingly beautiful story of passion, separation, and the mysterious threads that tie two souls together, even when everything else falls apart. The Last Whisper, available on Amazon. In the sweltering heat of Louisiana, a soldier meets a woman who changes everything. Their connection is instant, their bond unshakable. But when duty calls, love is tested across oceans, through war, and into the unknown. The Last Whisper is a story that echoes The Notebook's romance and the emotional depth of Ghost. It's a story of healing, memory, and a love so deep it refuses to let go, even when nothing is certain. Sometimes the strongest voice in your life is the one you can't explain. Order your copy of The Last Whisper from author Douglas MacLean on Amazon, available in Kindle, paperback, hardcover, and Kindle Unlimited. Love, loss, and one truth that lingers long after the final goodbye. The Last Whisper on Amazon. You've worked hard, you've stayed positive, and yet you're still broke. It's not you, it's the system, and it's time to do something about it. Never stay broke. From entrepreneur and author Joseph Rudakangwa isn't another motivational pep talk. It's a no-fluff, step-by-step guide to getting your finances moving, starting right now. Need money in 24 hours? A week? A month? Never Stay Broke lays out exactly what you can do next. No useless jargon, no confusing theory. Just real actionable strategies that work in the real world. If you're ready to start living the life that you and your family deserve, Never Stay Broke meets you where you are and gives you a way forward. Because mindset won't pay the bills, movement will. Order your copy of Never Stay Broke on Amazon. You're not broken, you just need a better plan. Order your copy today.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Calls on hold, stand by. We are celebrating Pam Bondi. The Attorney General has taken criminal referrals given to her by Tulsi Gabbard to a grand jury. And, of course, it is criminal referrals from the Obama coup conspirators. So this is exciting. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Sean. Hey, Brian. This is Sean from Massachusetts.
Hey, Sean. Great day, man. Great day.
It's an awesome day.
You can hear panic, and have you heard the panic?
It's a great time to start. I just took a vacation starting today, and boy, couldn't get better news than today. I'll tell you what.
Can you hear? Have you seen the panic in these liberals that have been calling me? I mean, they're really freaking out.
Well, that's it. That's all they have. That's the evasive action that they have. It's pathetic. That's the pinnacle of evasive is for a liberal is to attack you. And to attack anybody that has common sense, that has reason, that has knowledge, has true faith, and has patriotism, all those great things. Yep. And you know what? I'm seeing what Pam Bondi's doing today. This is what we voted for in action.
Yep, that's right.
I'm extremely happy what's happening. I cannot wait to see where this is going to go. I mean, of course, we're not going to get all the information right away, but that's normal.
That's okay.
I'm just really excited to hear this today. And hearing, we're starting to see this in our culture because, politics is downstream from culture. We're seeing a sea change in how, products are being sold and how advertisements are going. I mean,
well, and now we got, there's a lot of breaking news today. Not only do we have the Pam Bondi grand jury of the Obama coup conspirators against President Trump, but Greg Abbott has just ordered the arrest of these Democrats who fled. I don't know why Democrats in Texas are always trying to flee to Illinois. I don't know why they like Illinois so much, but he has ordered their arrest, Greg Abbott. And I saw him earlier on television. Governor Greg Abbott said these Democrats may have committed felonies, and he said the felony of bribery, which could include the private jet that they were flying on out of Texas. So this is Greg Abbott means business.
Well, it happened again in 2021. In 2021, they did the same exact thing. They 50 some odd. They took a private jet. You know what the funny part about that whole scene was? The COVID mandates were still in place during that time.
Yeah.
When everybody was pushing the masks, and these are the same exact people that were pushing all of us to wear the masks. And look what every person on that plane didn't have on.
Yeah.
And absolutely ridiculous. These people are phonies. They're frauds. And, I think this is great what's happening in Texas. They are panicking. I mean, look at Jasmine Crockett. She's leading the pack here.
Jasmine Crockett has been districted at her. She no longer has a congressional district. She's been districted out.
Oh, it's absolutely. She goes up in front of everyone, starts complaining about everything, you know, and it's ridiculous.
Well, you know what Jasmine Crockett's been doing, because, I mean, how many of you never heard of Jasmine Crockett till a couple months ago? I'd imagine most people. And she knew.
I haven't.
Yeah, she knew this was coming. So she started making herself high profile so she could claim the race card. And the race card, nobody takes the race card anymore. It's expired. It's not 1968. It's 2025, and it's not going to work.
Well, if you look at her from like now, so I guess she's been around for a few years. Now I'm starting to learn more about her as she's been making a clown out of herself. And it's funny because she goes, you go back and you listen to her talk, right? Depends on who she's talking to, audience. She just does exactly what Kamala Harris would do, or AOC would do. She changes her accent.
Oh, like Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton used to do that.
Exactly. She was the first to do it. Yeah. With her hot sauce. And
that's right. In her purse.
But they're to play to the to the certain demographics, and of course to make herself look like she's a part of something when she's really just a phony, just like the rest.
She's been setting up to play the race card because she knew this was. And I got to tell you, what a brilliant move. Instead of Jasmine Crockett is a poison person. I mean, she really is a terrible person. And I mean, I don't know any accomplishments that she has in government. And Greg Abbott and the Texan Republicans found a very clever way to run her out of office. They just did away with her congressional district.
I know, and you know what's funny? They like the they're like masters at doing redistrict. They've done this so many times, and what are they complaining about? I mean, they've tried to do this so much in the past, and now all of a sudden the tables are turning on them.
That's right.
And that's hilarious. Watching them panic and scramble. I mean, look at the panic, and like you said, you're starting to see it just like in your callers alone. But you're getting these people are losing their minds if they've even had one, and it's great.
I might get a paper and just keep track every time a caller mentions Epstein. We're going to hear a lot of Epstein because they're in such a panic over this. See, this is what I was trying to tell these guys. This one liberal that called a little while ago. What they don't understand is the Epstein story is the distraction. These coup conspirators, the deep state, they knew these indictments were coming for a while. They knew this was coming out because they have friends that still work in these agencies. So they started all this Epstein stuff. Tucker probably had something to do with it. Loomer's really releasing some big stuff on Tucker. She did it again today to distract away from these indictments. That's all. And I'm here to tell you, I'm not. If I hear Epstein, you're gone. We're not talking about Epstein.
Yeah. We're tired of that. It's been overplayed. I mean, things are going to get done, and it's going to come clear. Everything will come clear. But right now, we have much bigger things going on in the country. Our success of our country is vital, and our safety of our country is vital.
Yep.
And people have to look, like I said, the big picture has to be looked at, and we're gonna have to keep pushing because so many great things around the world because of Donald Trump are happening. And we have to keep up on that, and people can't lose sight. And anyone that claims to be MAGA will be doing the same exact thing.
That's right.
Because, again, like we talked about before, either you're MAGA or you're not MAGA, or how MAGA are you if you say that you were MAGA, but that whole but
That's
thing.
right.
No, that's not going to play. We're not putting up with that anymore. That's not an option.
Well, you came back from vacation on a good day, man.
Well, actually, no, I'm on vacation.
Oh, you're on vacation. Are you? So you're on? What are you doing? A staycation? You staying at home, or are you going somewhere?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to do some things around. Just enjoy the weather. I'm in Massachusetts, so we don't get the consistently great weather like you do in Florida. But we do get some nice weather.
That's good.
Yeah, it's nice.
Well, enjoy your vacation and this great vacation gift of the Pam Bondi Grand Jury. Take care, man. Oh man, what an exciting day. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
You're on the air. Oh, hey. Sorry, give me one moment.
Okay.
Sorry, I was just listening to Dream. Guess I was a little behind.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Elliot. I'm calling from Utah.
All right, Elliot. What's up?
The ceiling?
Oh.
So I heard a lot of conspiracy theories on your end, and I'm curious if you have any facts to back what you've been saying.
Which conspiracy theory are you referencing that I brought up?
That Obama and everyone was in a coup.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll tell you right where to go. You can look this. I'll tell you right where to go yourself to find all of this. Okay, it's pretty simple. It's a lot of reading, but you can do it. Tulsi Gabbard is the Director of National Intelligence. She works for the President of the United States, and she oversees all of America's intelligence agencies, like the CIA and stuff. She released all of these classified documents from the last weeks of the Obama administration, as well as the Durham report and other things. And it details Obama's meeting instructing the director of the CIA and the FBI to write fake intelligence reports saying that there was Russian collusion with President Trump. And if you go to Tulsi Gabbard's X, Tulsi Gabbard, look her up on X. She has posted Tulsi Gabbard, TULSI GABBARD. But if you just type in TUL, it'll probably automatically show it because she's such a famous person. And she linked all the classified documents that she declassified, going through all the details of the Obama coup. It's all right there on her X. So that's where it's all at.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Yes.
I'll look this up.
Yeah. It's a lot of reading.
So, well, how do we know that these?
Well, they have signatures on them from people like President Barack Obama, FBI Director Comey, CIA Director Brennan, and others. They actually signed their names. They were committing a crime, but they documented it. They sent memos and emails to each other with their signatures on them.
Why would it be documented if it was a crime? Why would they all
a couple of reasons. One, they're arrogant and stupid. They thought their coup would be successful and Trump would be forced out of office and there'd be no accounting. You ask a very good question. And also, if they all these documents were classified, highly classified, a higher classification than top secret. So no one was supposed to ever see them. They were highly classified and they were put in safes at the CIA. So no one was supposed to see them. And the reason that these people documented it, other than stupidity and arrogance, is that no one person would be held responsible. It's called, mutual self-destruction. So if their signatures are on and everything's documented, they're all going to go away. So not one person can take all the blame. So that's another reason they did it. I know it's crazy. I know. Who documents their crimes and signs their name to it? These people. Yeah.
And here's the thing. Trump has been proven of lying, like lying in the 2016 election or the 2020 election, where he continues to deny the fact that he lost that election, and there's a reason why. Well, that
has nothing to do with this. This is about his first term, when he and the first coup conspiracy meeting happened after he won the election, and he was president-elect. Obama was still the president, but Trump had won and was going to be the next president. So all that stuff has nothing to do with this. And this isn't anything Trump has said. These are documents that Obama himself has his signature on, and his other top administrative officials that worked for him. This isn't a claim that Trump is making. These are documents signed by Barack Obama and his cabinet and staff and his CIA director, FBI director, and stuff. It has nothing to do with what Trump has said.
Sorry for interrupting.
No.
But I cannot find these documents. Where did you say on her page?
Tulsi Gabbard. You got to go through. She posted the first ones 2 weeks ago this past Friday. So you got to look up what that date was. This Friday will be 3 weeks. So I'm going to let you go, but you do it on your own. You go through it, and she posted it was the Friday 2 weeks from last Friday. So you got to go back.
Fabricated document.
Yeah, she has all the documents there. She tweeted about it, and then she put a link to the documents. Hey, listen, appreciate the call, all right? And I appreciate it. Elliot's got an open mind there, and he wants to learn, right? And he asked some very good questions. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Finkel from Northern Virginia.
What's up?
Do you remember the seashells that spelled out 8647?
Now, I do, yeah, the Comey seashells, yes.
Yeah. Oh, do you remember the mayor of Newark who trespassed on his own city?
Sure, how could I forget that? Yeah, he's trespassing on federal property. Yeah.
City property. Property.
Well, no, it was under federal jurisdiction with federal fugitives from justice, illegals, and it doesn't matter if it's city property. When you're the mayor, excuse me, when you're the mayor, you're not allowed. No, excuse me. No, I'm not going to shut up. I'm going to respond to what you said, then I'll allow you to talk. Just because you're the mayor doesn't mean you can launch a jailbreak on the jail in your city. Okay? Mayors are not allowed to take part in jailbreaks. All right, your turn.
Okay. One, the temporary ICE detention facility is on city property. Two, the mayor was arrested outside the fence, which is city property.
That has nothing to do. First of all, this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, which is this Pam Bondi grand jury with the Obama officials.
Yeah, I know exactly. Just like those incidents, the seashells and the mayor getting a charge and the charges dropped. This is just a smokescreen.
Tell yourself that. You're the second caller to tell me that it's a smokescreen.
You're me again.
Well, I'll do it. I don't care. So what?
Okay. You don't care. All right.
No, I don't. No, I don't care.
Ghislaine Maxwell. Go ahead.
Ghislaine Maxwell. Hey, no. We're not talking about Epstein. Sorry. I mean,
we are talking about the smokescreen to get the Trump base to take their focus off that thing that's tearing them apart.
No, you're the second liberal that's called me on this program today with this grand jury and told me it's a smokescreen. Did they get the talking points out already? Hey, listen, appreciate the call. All right, take care. Here, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. It's Frank from West Palm. How you doing here?
All right,
Brian,
Frank.
You were absolutely correct. LaPorta Roofing was amazingly phenomenal. They just completed my roof last week, and LaPorta Roofing was superb in all ways imaginable when installing the new roof on my residence. Tom LaPorta meticulously spearheaded the entire project from inception through to the finalization of the assignment. Tom handled all the paperwork involving city permits, inspectors, and my community HOA. He was always available, ensuring me that he had my back in all phases of the project. Additionally, Tom, Scott, and Dan, and the entire crew were very well organized with the plan, consistent with all policies and procedures, and craftsmanship was exemplary in all stages of the design execution. Tom, Scott, and Dan maintained continual contact with me, the homeowner, asking if there were any questions I had or anything further I needed. LaPorta Roofing is, in every respect, a stellar, 5-star, AAA, family-owned company that is a reliable, peace-of-mind roofing organization. These guys are spot on with regards to perfection, and they demand it. I remain mesmerized upon the completion of the job. My roof is a masterpiece. And one last thing before I forget, they were the least expensive quote that I received out of 4 quotes for roofing. I thank Tom LaPorta Roofing for all that they do.
Wow, Frank. Well, thanks so much. Tom LaPorta at LaPorta Roofing. He covers both the east and west coast of Florida and everywhere in between. He works with every type of structure, residential, commercial, municipal, and he works with every type of roofing material. Also, don't forget, Tom LaPorta will never sell you a roof you do not need. If you need just a simple repair, he'll do it. He can also handle the job of any size, whether it's a single-family home or an HOA with over 200 units. Give him a call. This number rings directly to Tom LaPorta's cell phone, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. And online, LaportaRoofing.com. Frank, thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Brian. You have a wonderful day.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Brian Craig Show podcast. So, obviously, there's a lot of liberal trolls, but there are MAGA trolls, not that many. But the one that's most well known is Alex Stein. And he trolled MSNBC live on the air a few minutes ago. Watch, listen.
We just watched the speaker gavel out with a whole lot of anger, Kelly. Here's the state of play. Here's
MSNBC sucks.
Hey, how are you?
MSNBC sucks.
Can I talk to you for a second?
MSNBC sucks.
Oh, my goodness.
You can see the frustration.
Sometimes this happens, and
Yes,
we understand
truth.
that can happen. And
Yes.
while we love free
Truth.
speech, we're going to keep control here. So, Ryan, thank you. Shaq, thank you.
Shaq. Oh, Shaq works for them. Oh, my goodness. So I'm not the only ones with trolls. So this is an exciting day about the grand jury, but there's a couple of other things I want to mention because they're important. Of course, the usual suspects, the Candace Owens, the anti-Semites, they're having meltdowns over this. President Trump is cutting emergency funding to states that boycott Israel. And, the usual, the media get very excited because some so-called conservative influencers give Trump, a lot of grief on this because they're anti-Semites. But I know a lot of people that are good MAGA people might say, well, wait a minute, why would he do this? What's Trump doing? He's cutting funding to states because of their boycott of a foreign country? How can this be? What's that about? Well, it's a pretty simple thing. What these states are doing by boycotting Israel is interference in foreign policy, in U.S. policy, which is under the authority of the President of the United States. What they're doing is illegal. What they're doing is dangerous, and they're trying to influence international and U.S. foreign policy. It's like these federal judges that make these rulings against President Trump when he makes a ruling or gives an order or signs an executive order. Some Obama or Biden and some old-time Clinton judge will come out and say, you can't do that. Yeah, this is the boycott by the states of Israel. It's a violation of the Logan Act, which is a big, big crime, Logan Act. And liberals were obsessed with the Logan Act with General Flynn, if you recall. But when these judges come out and give these orders that Trump can't do this, he can't do that, they're interfering. And that's what these states are doing, okay? So they have no rights or authority to do it. It is illegal, and Trump came down pretty hard on them, and he did the right thing. But, I don't think people that are criticizing him for the most part have thought about why he did it, and if they did, they would understand that it makes sense. Candace Owens, I mean, she hates Jews, so, okay? She hates Israel, so she's never going to see anything but wrong with Israel. She's really sick. Her interview with Tucker was insane. But anyway, what President Trump did with that's the right thing to do, okay? Now, the next thing that's going on in Texas is this redistricting. So Governor Greg Abbott has ordered the arrest of the fleeing Democrats. He says they may have committed the felony of bribery. This is what's going on. The Texas House of Representatives just voted in favor of issuing fines and arrest warrants to the fleeing Democrats. So a lot of things are happening in Texas over this redistricting. And a lot of people are having all kinds of meltdowns over the redistricting in Texas. This is what happens, okay? State legislatures in every single state do the redistricting in their state. And the way that it works is the party that has the majority always draws up the districts to benefit them. This is how it's always been done. Now, the Democrats are going to lose, I've heard some reports say 5 seats in Texas, which means that the Texas state legislature is very smart and knows how to redraw districts. That's great. Texas still has the same representation because each state has a set number of members of the House of Representatives. They have 2 senators, and then that the number of House members they have is based on the most recent census. So every 10 years there's a census. Some states lose representatives, some gain representatives. Okay, so it's not changing the representation of Texas in Washington, but it's just the redrawing of districts. And usually what happens is you have a bunch of like Bush Republican types that are wimps, that are always making deals with the Democrats and everything. And what's happened with Democrats over the years, after the civil rights movement was over and Democrat Jim Crow and all of that was ended, when districts were drawn up, what Democrat-controlled legislatures would do, or Rhino Republican state legislators would do, is they would get involved with gerrymandering, which means drawing up districts for political means, and they would always do this to benefit the Democrats. And I remember in the early 90s, when Clinton was still president, is when the first time I saw this. I couldn't believe they redrew the congressional districts here in Florida, and they got it in their head that, and the Democrats were running the state at the time. The Democrats got in their head that they wanted to have more African-American members of the House of Representatives. And the way they would draw districts was so bizarre. They wouldn't just take an area and say, okay, this is it. They would draw districts that sometimes were so thin you could walk across them in a few minutes. And they would have these districts that were very thin, zigzag through the counties from minority neighborhood to minority neighborhood. And you'd get a member of the Congressional Black Caucus that way. And they did this with other groups too, not just African Americans, the Democrats. The Democrats are famous for doing this, but now they're out of power. And they're out of power, and the Republicans that are in power are tough MAGA Republicans, and they're not messing around. And these Republicans are standing up to the Democrats, and the Democrats are not accustomed to this. They're used to shaming, embarrassing, and calling Republicans racist, and they cave, and then all of a sudden they carve Hispanic districts, they carve out a gay district, they carve out black districts, and it's not supposed to be done that way. And these Democrats that are having freakouts, it's not just because they're losing power in seats of Jasmine Crockett and such. They're not accustomed to not being in power, and they're not accustomed to not being able to intimidate the Republicans into bending to their will. So what's happening in Texas, these guys deserve medals. These are American heroes we have in the Texas state legislature. And Governor Greg Abbott is a great man. All this talk about who's going to be the president after Trump and, after his 2028 turn and 2032 is going to be, I don't know that. Greg Abbott sounds like a good choice. I think what he's, ordering the arrest of these Democrats. So what do the Democrats do? They don't get their way, so they get on a private jet to fly to Illinois? That sounds like an insurrection. They're trying to interrupt government business in the state legislature. Is that not an insurrection? Have these Democrats staged an insurrection at the Texas state capitol? It sounds like it to me, and he's ordered their arrest. And he said that he'll remove them, and they'll do it without him, or he'll appoint replacements. And those replacements will be Republicans, by the way. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Brian. This is Nick Thank from Baltimore.
Hey, Nick.
Wanted to mention, it's a great day.
Isn't it?
And I'm glad Pam Bondi is kicking butt.
Absolutely.
Really, it's all happening. It's what we've been waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to be more patient, and it will all get done. I wanted to mention, you just mentioned the redistricting thing. That's what they did up here in Maryland. That's how Roscoe Bartlett got blown out of his congressional seat, because they redrew the lines, and the very corrupt Kwasi Mpume he had a big swath of the county in Howard County, which is Columbia, which is going towards D.C. That's what they did.
The Democrats have always
do it. They don't complain.
They're famous for doing, and by the way, they're not gerrymandering in Texas. They're just standing up to these Democrats and saying, you're not going to control things here anymore. That's all.
That's right. I'm so glad the Republicans are finally stepping up and really playing hardball.
Yeah, and this is a very rare thing that's happening. This is not the way these things usually happen.
Well, it's because of President Trump,
That's
and
right.
it's also because of the excellent team he assembled.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait until those indictments come down, because they have to go through with all this. It has to go forward because it has to be stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Because they won't stop. Because the minute President Trump leaves office, they'll try to put him in jail again.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I think I messaged you this. I think President Trump's record should be expunged in the impeachment.
It may be, and again, grand juries are supposed to be secret. They're keeping this one secret. We don't even know where it's being held.
Good.
We don't know if it's in D.C. We don't know if it's in Florida. We don't know if it's in Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know where the grand jury is even at.
Good. And that's the way it should be. And that's thanks to Pam Bondi, the team, and Susie Wild.
I could be wrong, but it seems to me that they time this waiting for Judge Janine's confirmation to go through.
You noticed that, huh?
So I'm guessing that it's greater than 50% that it's in D.C. under her jurisdiction, but I could be wrong.
Well, we'll see. But if Judge Janine's on the job, it's going to get done because she's an excellent prosecutor. And let me just close with this: eat your heart out, Shepard Smith, for what he did to Judge Janine over there when she was at Fox.
What did he do? I remember she got suspended for a while, but I can't remember what it was about. And how was he
suspended her, and he kept stopping her, kept messing her show up, and now she's in charge. Now she's got a job where she can really get things done.
Mm-hmm.
That's what really, you know what I'm saying?
And is Shepard Smith even on the air anymore anywhere? Does anyone know?
I don't think so. He was over at MSNBC, but since I don't watch them.
Yeah. All right, Nick, it's good to talk to you. I appreciate the call.
Hey, thanks. Great show, man.
All right, take care. Now, I want to tell you about this great deal going on. This is a brand new deal, and this is an exclusive deal to those of you that listen to me, okay, and the Steve Kane Show. MyPillow.com has an incredible discount exclusive to you who listen to me and follow me on the MyPillow My Slippers. The MyPillow My Slippers are normally $149.98. That's how much I paid for mine, $149.98, 2 cents shy of $150. Right now, you can get them for just $39.98. That's a $110 savings. Now, to get this, you have to go to my personal MyPillow website. It's mypillow.com/Kane, Kane, mypillow.com/Kane, Kane, and use the promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. This is an incredible deal. You want to go and jump on this quick while they still have your size in stock. $110 discount on the My Slippers. I am shocked that they have such a deep discount. And, of course, they have slippers for men and women. They have all the sizes, but the sizes will run out. So go to mypillow.com/Kane and order yours. Listen, this grand jury that Pam Bondi has in place, one of the things I'm so impressed about with Pam Bondi is how they keep, if you notice, they keep saying alleged. They're doing everything by the book. They're keeping the grand jury secret. We don't know where they are in America. We don't know who they're trying to get indictments on specifically. We can guess because we know it involves the Russiagate, the Obama coup. Okay? They're doing everything exactly like you're supposed to do. So what that means is, unless things leak out somewhere illegally, there's going to be tight lips here, right? Loose lips sink ships. And there's no loose lips around the Trump team on this. So we may not know who they're going after until after the indictments come through. Then they may have an announcement. I hope things leak out. I want to know. Don't you? I can't handle the suspense. So Turley, who's very good, he was on Fox. And this is Jonathan Turley on Fox right after the news of the Pam Bondi Obama conspiracy coup conspirator grand jury announcement came out.
This is the first necessary step to finding out about the real Russian conspiracy. There never was a Russian collusion conspiracy. That was hatched by the Clinton campaign. They secretly funded the Steele dossier. They denied that to the media. And they laid out this very successful political hit job using the media, using the government.
Yeah, and you know the drop that came out last week from Tulsi Gabbard was the one that came from the Senate and from Radcliffe, the CIA director. And what we found in that, it was that Hillary Clinton and her aides and people from the Soros organization were named in those documents, crafting this whole fake Russian narrative. So these indictments could also be Mrs. Clinton and people around her, or from that Soros organization too. It doesn't have to be just people that worked directly for Obama. It could be some of the Hillary campaign people. This is exactly what we've been waiting for. And you could tell by the Democrats that called me on this podcast, they are in a panic that I've not heard Democrats in ever. I've never heard Democrats in such a panic as I've heard in the last hour or so on this podcast. They don't know how to process this. They're not used to these things happening. You know, it's a new country. This is a MAGA nation now, right? Yeah, it could be Christopher Steele's people, the Fusion GPS people. It could be all kinds of people. But we're not going to hear the names probably until the indictments come down. Now, if you would like to support my content, become a Patreon supporter. There's a link to my Patreon page in the description of this episode on whatever platform you're listening on. And if you become a Patreon supporter, you get access to commercial-free editions of all of my podcast episodes. Also, you get a lot of exclusive content that I post nowhere else. My wife and I both post a lot of things to my Patreon page that get posted nowhere else, including not just commercial-free editions of each and every podcast episode, which will include this one. When this show's over, I'll go and edit out the commercials and upload it to Patreon for Patreon supporters, like I always do. But you also get access to things that we both post, including exclusive videos and vlogs and such as well. If you'd like to become a Patreon supporter, again, there's a link in the description of the episode. The direct website URL is patreon.com/RealBrianCraigShow. Patreon.com/RealBrianCraigShow. If you become a top Patreon supporter, you get a live on-air thank you on each and every episode of the program. I want to thank SFjr, Christine, ETW, Chuck, Pamela, Nick, Wesley, Doris, Heather, David, Maria in Texas, Alice, LeeZep, Shawna, George, Brandon, John, Frank, Dale, Tina, David, Laura, Rob, Wes, Sue, and Janice. These are my top Patreon supporters. Thank you all. And, of course, top Patreon supporters, you also get your name up on the screen here on YouTube. If you're new to the program, make sure you subscribe. The Brian Craig Show podcast is available on all podcast platforms. This is where MAGA comes to talk. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.